Water service interruptions will continue in some parts of Metro Manila and Cavite until next month. A power plant in Occidental Mindoro will supply additional electricity to the province, giving residents there a reprieve from the 20-hour per day power outage. Hundreds of Filipinos have been successfully evacuated from Sudan, while others remain stranded at the Egyptian border. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Southern Metro Manila and some areas in Cavite will have to suffer daily water service interruptions of up to 21 hours for a few more weeks. Dave Abuel with the details.
Drums, buckets, basins. These have been a common sight in front of homes in Barangay 182 in Pasay City because of water service interruptions. Some residents could not even store enough water because of how frequent the interruptions are in their area.
Wala man lang silang abiso na gano'n din uli ang gagawin nila. Nagulat na lang kami na pati mga ipon namin naubos. Magugulat ka, alam mo naman na kailangan natin ng tubig.
But residents in 182 may have to endure it for another 2 weeks. Maynilad announced that cities of Pasay, Parañaque, Muntinlupa, Las Piñas, and some parts of Cavite will experience daily water service interruptions from April 25 to May 16. This could run for at least 8 hours up to 21 hours. The water concessionaire said the interruption is due to low water production caused by the turbidity level of raw water in Laguna Lake. This led to a leak in its ultrification valve in its treatment facility.
Ang Laguna Lake medyo mababaw na siya. So magbugso lang ang hangin ay talagang hahalo ka agad yung sediment sa raw water. So mas tumataas yung turbidity at mas matagal siya linisin sa ating treatment plant.
As early as now, Maynilad warns that another water service interruption may be implemented once they repair the valve.
The moment we do the repairs, kailangan niya ng plant shutdown. 24 hours yun. Prior to May 16, magbibigay tayo ng abiso kung kailan natin maumpisahan na yung repair works.
Maynilad has deployed mobile water tankers to deliver potable water to affected areas. For News 5, Dave Abuel, We Are One News.
And over in Occidental Mindoro, residents will be getting more hours of electricity per day after the National Electrification Administration and a power generator inked a supply deal. JC Cosico with the details.
From just 4 hours, Occidental Mindoro will have up to 7 hours of electricity daily. This is after the National Electrification Administration and Power Systems Incorporated reached a power supply agreement. The additional power requirement will be sourced from the PSI's plant in San Jose Town, which has a capacity of 5 to 6 megawatts. The NEA says this would be in effect by 12 noon on Saturday.
By Saturday, we are sure that 5 megawatt capacity will be added up. Well, let's not talk of reduced brownouts, but rather increase the hours of electricity supply. From 4, hopefully it can reach by 7.
The agreement will last for 2 months to ease power woes in the province, which is currently under a state of calamity. The government will shoulder the cost of the operation, which amounts to around 58 million pesos a month. NEA Administrator Antonio Almeida explained the deal would only last for a couple of months because the rollout of 17 megawatts from the DMCI Power Corporation is expected during the same period. This will complete the 29 megawatt power demand of the whole province. Once completed, NEA hopes there will be no power interruptions in the province at least until March 31, 2024. This when the power supply agreement between the Occidental Mindoro Electric Cooperative and DMCI Power Corporation ends, after which the OMICO will conduct a bidding for its long-term energy requirements.
Before the expiration of 1 year, we just have to make sure that there is a CSP in place and there is a replacement power for the subject capacity in the EPSA.
Meantime, 2 units of diesel generator sets will be shipped to Occidental Mindoro to supply power in hospitals and schools in the area. 2 more diesel generator sets are also on standby. Residents are advised to brace for higher bills as power rates are expected to go up. For News 5, JC Cosico, We Are One News.
We'll be bringing you more stories after this short break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. More than 400 Filipinos have been evacuated from Sudan. Meanwhile, the Philippine Embassy in Cairo is waiting for more OFWs who are stranded at the Egyptian border. Camille Samonte tells us more.
The first batch of Filipino evacuees have successfully crossed the border of Sudan. Philippine Ambassador to Egypt Ezedin Tago welcomed at least 51 Filipino nationals who were initially stranded in the border. The process took several hours as the embassy had to manually issue travel documents.
Imagine po yung process kung gagawan namin ng travel document mano-mano sa karsada. It could take 5 to 10 minutes per travel document. And so that means if for about 10 travel documents, that's about a good hour. So a bus that has about 20 in travel documents na kailangan, that could result. So these are the challenges po.
The evacuees will be brought to Aswan to rest after their long travel. From Aswan, they will then transfer to Cairo to take a plane en route to the Philippines.
Yes, they've already taken the bus. They will be proceeding, as I had mentioned also earlier, they will be proceeding, pupunta na sila sa Aswan, kung saan nag-arrange po kami na manatili sila ng isang gabi or dalawa sa isang hotel. And then after that, may isa pang biyahes, hopefully by plane or by bus or train, papuntang Cairo. And from there, we are arranging for their flights out to the Philippines.
The embassy is still waiting for 350 Filipinos who are part of the second batch of evacuees waiting at the border. Tago said to expect long waiting hours as different nationals are still scrambling to cross from Sudan. They also advised Filipinos to bring food and water, citing lack of essential resources in the area.
I hope they are ready also with water and food, especially for the long journey, as well as yung wait doon on the other side. Because kahit the facilities are really not provided. So we advise them na magdalang some supplies.
Even Migrant Worker Secretary Susan Ople and diplomatic officials also were not spared from the hassle in entering the border of Sudan and Egypt due to tight border control.
Requirement na may visa to enter. And right now, none of us sa DMW have the visas. We have diplomatic passports, but that's not enough. Ang totoo niyan, nahihirapan talaga. Hindi lang ang gobyerno natin, kung hindi pati ibang gobyerno, including the Egyptian government.
Meanwhile, the government also said it is having problems renting buses that will fetch evacuees.
Dati, ang isang bus nasa 8,000 US. Ngayon, ang going rate nasa 30,000 US na.
The DMW secretary is now en route to Aswan, Egypt to attend to the first batch of evacuees. Today marks the last day of ceasefire in Sudan. More than 400 Filipinos have already been evacuated. Meanwhile, the Philippine consulate in Jeddah is coordinating with the Saudi authorities for the evacuation of Filipinos traveling through Port of Sudan. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
In other news, Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo has filed a bill to make grades 11 and 12 optional for those who want to go to college. The proposed measure would replace the current K-12 curriculum to K+10+2. This translates to 10 years in basic education or K-10, followed by another 2 years of pre-college education instead of mandatory senior high school. Data shows that senior high school graduates have difficulty in finding employment. The bill also aims to give students the option to graduate sooner. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News. All sides, all the time.